help a great deal. Here's Mark Taylor, his first ball in Test cricket, and he swung away, but straight to the fieldsman. So Mark Taylor having a bowl out there. He's taken over from Shane Warne. We've got the answer coming up to that very difficult question. Little right armers, didn't bounce much. 4 umpires stood in the same test at Edgbaston in 1975.
Edgbaston, of course, Birmingham, England.
Yes, we want to know the reasons. Our little man, Peter Marriott, is rushing around with bits of paper. Straying down the leg side, Mark Taylor, bowling little right armers, coming round the wicket to the left-hander. Straying. We're struggling to get the answer here, aren't we, Glenn? They've sort of got us on the spot. Oh, wild delivery, and that's crashed away for 4. It may struggle to go all the way, in fact, and David Byrne is going to catch it just inside the boundary. The runners, well, Mark Greatbatch out at point. Comes back for a third for John Wright, and Mark Taylor concedes his first runs in Test cricket. The Ubex MVP will be announcing that before the end of the day. That's the score, as it were, after the first test. Ken Rutherford, his marvellous performance. Oh, full toss from Mark Taylor, and that's driven by Deepak Patel. That may be 4. It may just be overhauled. No, it won't be. So 4 to Deepak Patel. Mark Taylor, not a great over. His first one in Test cricket, 201 for 6.
Another friendly delivery, smacked away by John Wright for 4 runs.
John Wright prepared to hang in there at this stage. There's some easy runs here for John with part-time bowlers bowling. I saw that, full toss.
No run this time, down to big move. Well, there we are, John Wright. 1,000 test runs on the Basin Reserve. He's had some big innings here.
Yeah.
Last time Australia played on this ground, of course, John Wright hit a magnificent century to see New Zealand through to victory. That was 3 years ago. And in this game, 72 in the first innings. Now he's closing in on 50.
Taylor is definitely a part-time bowler. Not a lot of, doesn't get a lot of turn. Probably relishing the chance to have a turn.
Wright swings it away again, clear of any fieldsman, and this will be another 4. Paul just struggling to hit the pitch a bit here.
Yes, he's managing to bowl a couple of full tosses and over, and John Wright knows how to deal with those.
That's a better delivery, dropping on Wright. So he defends, but he took a couple of 4s off the over. And 10 for 7 at the Basin Reserve. Oh, Healy might have dropped that. Mark Taylor looks slightly disgusted by it all. Let's have a quick look at this. Oh, yes. Onto his boot. And then he can't pick it up. Poor old Ian Healy certainly wouldn't qualify as man of the match. Well, you've got to have a dog, don't you? Normally associated with a rugby match, but we'll take anything. Well, that's a good ball. That slips past John Wright. It's taken Mark Taylor a while, but he's found his length, Bob.
And actually got that one to turn too, I suspect, from the foot marks. As you said, he got one in the right place at last. Could have so easily had a wicket in this over.
And don't forget that at the end of the match today, we'll be announcing the UVIC's MVP. Ken Rutherford leading at the moment after that fine double in Christchurch. John Wright and Danny Morrison. And we'll just see how it pans out in this test match in about an hour from now. Pretty useful over this from Mark Taylor. If he never takes a test wicket, we're able to say that he had John Wright dropped at the baseman reserve.
Yes, we're seeing here that that's turned out of the foot marks.
And that's the end of a pretty handy over. Mark Taylor, the bowler. John Wright looking for another test 50.
I just wonder, when it comes to the most valuable player, whether Tony Blaine's name will come into contention. But he kept well in that innings. He's played very well.
How was that?
Well, he's certainly one name that'll be right up there, isn't he? Danny Morrison with his 7 wickets. Martin Crowe with his innings in the first innings. And, of course, John Wright now with 70-odd in the first innings and approaching another 50.
So often in these contests, you tends to go to the players that seem to stand out, make the most runs, get the most wickets. But so often there can be another player on the side that has contributed to the game. And I thought Blaine's innings had a big impact on this game in the second innings.
Well, he's clearly the best of the 2 wicket-keepers in the game, too. He didn't concede any byes. Ian Healy's really struggled in this game. But Tony Blaine was very competent, compact, wasn't he, behind the stumps?
Took 2 very good catches. The Australians over the last 2 or 3 seasons, or perhaps even the last 4 or 5 seasons, have really struggled as far as wicket-keepers have gone.
Another maiden over bowl by Mark Taylor.